Welcome back as we continue to give you tips on how you can look after your body, whether you're a very active sportsman or just injury prone like myself. Steve Mann, CMO of the Deap group of brands, joins us again to hopefully open my eyes as to exactly how this wonder product works and has worked for so long. Deap really is a staple, I think, for anyone who is playing a lot of sport, but it doesn't just mean that it's only for those of us who are very, very active.
Correct. This brand is used for people, and particularly as we get older, who suffer from chronic conditions that have to be treated on a daily basis. And that is more pain management, where you are in a position where you cannot actually change the condition that you have, but you manage it. And there are different formats, like we are talking about today. Spray has a different application compared to some of the other formats like the rub. And then you have the sporting type that needs immediate relief, and that is more for acute conditions, things that have happened to you, and you need to get on and carry on that field.
Because I do a lot of contact sports, I do martial arts where I can feel it's not a serious injury, but the pain is certainly drawing away from the mental focus. I would imagine this is when the product comes into its own, when you need to pick yourself up and get back out there onto the field.
Very much so. Spray is instant. It does not require the rubbing in, and the relief, the sensation of warmth is felt immediately. It goes straight into the point of pain and starts delivering the actives in the brand that then create the circulation and relieve the pain, enabling you to go and score that point that you really need.
That the team needs. I like the sound of that.
That's it.
You guys are all about preventative measures, and I learned that with our exploration of the rub. It is better to strengthen the body, warm up properly before you put yourself at risk. What are your tips or your advice in terms of preventing those injuries before they start occurring?
Most definitely a warm-up routine is needed, and in particular if that has to be augmented with something like deep heat, which we definitely recommend. It needs to happen before you go on or before you even start training. And applying heat creates the circulatory advantage that it would have taken if you had spent a lot of time running around and warming up that way. This just puts you a few steps ahead, and by applying heat before you actually get onto the field helps you prevent injuries that can occur if you haven't warmed up properly.
And of course, you get the added bonus of that beautiful menthol smell, which I think psychosomatically works brilliantly. It certainly gets me pumped up for a game. Just talk to us about that element quickly. Why is it so successful in terms of what's going into this product?
The science behind the legend is basically two very, very key ingredients, and that's methyl salicylate, and that's the wintergreen smell, and then you also have menthol. The combination of those and that smell, the unique smell, is something that amps you up. It also starts you working, and then that smell is remembered, and often you will see it is a motivator, and even if that is just psychological, the science, however, once it goes into the skin, starting to combine with the enzymes in the skin, it delivers pain relievers in very minute forms, but that is why it works. It is unique, and the formula is very, very special. It might be a legend and it might be very old, but it really works.
And that's why it is a legend. Steve, thank you so much. It's been an eye-opener as always. I'm really looking forward to our further explorations. This really is someone who is very accident prone. This is a wonderful me. But Steve, thank you so much for giving us your time.
What a pleasure.
And that was Steve Mann, the CMO of the Deap group of brands, chatting to us a little bit more about Deap and why it has become a staple and should be a staple in your first aid cupboard.
Expresso Youth Sport, brought to you by Deap. Warms pain away.